As you can see, I am in this beautiful place. This is the Cornell Arboretum, and I've taken off my mask because there is nobody in sight. There is nobody 100 feet from me. But whenever there's somebody around me, I put on my mask, and I hope you are doing that. I'm remaining safe, and I'm hoping that you all are. So today I wanted to do a recording in this beautiful space because music goes with nature. So I am hoping that whether you are a young person, slightly older person, you are able to go out in this good weather and play some music. It can just be a whistling, and it could be a djembe drum. And I have another drum here called the cajon. The cajon is a percussion instrument, very popular in Latin American countries, but also actually came from West Africa. So I have a djembe and I have a cajon today with me. Again, my name is Aloja, and it's my pleasure to do this piece for you. So today, I'm going to do a number of things. First, I'm going to take off my wristwatch. Whenever you are playing the drum, it's good to take off your wristwatch or a ring so that you don't get hurt when you are playing. So those are things I usually do just as a precaution to make sure I am safe. So I'm going to play the cajon and the djembe. And one thing that is very central to music or musical traditions in a lot of West African countries is what we call the call and response. Usually as human beings, we have ears, two of them in fact, and a mouth. So we listen a lot, and then we try to talk less. I hope you do also. You try to talk less and listen a lot. So in call and response music, the musicians are listening to one another and they are having a conversation. They are responding to each other. So the cajon will say, "How are you? I'm doing fine. How are you? I'm doing fine." So it's not always like that. There are other things. They are just musical conversations that go on. But it usually means that the different instruments provide a chance for each instrument to be able to contribute its piece to what we call a musical conversation. So for instance, I will play a simple tune of just call and response. Then after that, I will leave both the djembe and the cajon to talk a little bit longer, and then the other instrument will listen longer, and then the other instrument will come out and play. So this is the call and response. So I start with sometimes the two drums or the two instruments, they come and form a joint conversation, like a chorus. djembe is going to have a longer conversation in this piece, and then we'll hand over to the cajon. This is over to the cajon. I notice that you may not have seen the cajon well. Let me adjust it. Don't move. Good. Now you can see the cajon. So this is the cajon that I'm playing. So I'll sing a simple song that you can all join me in. In my language, ame is water. Ame, water. Do means hello. Do, hello. So this song is water that is the king of the body, because whenever you're bathing and you put water out, it's going to touch your body. So the body and water, they are very close friends. They like each other. Actually, about 70% of our body is made of water. So the song says, Ameno Viyegbo, water the brother of the body. Hello. Ameno Viyegbo, do amen. Amen, do. So your response is, do amen. Amen, do. Let's say it one more time. Do, amen. Amen, do. Amen, no, be ye, do. Do, amen. Amen, do. Amen, no, be ye, do. Do, amen. Amen, do. One more time. Do, amen. Amen, do. Do, amen. Amen, do. Do, amen. Amen, do. Hey, do, amen. Amen, do. Now the drum will pick it up and take that theme and stretch it out a little bit and come back to the command song. Let's go. Amen, no, be ye, go. Do, amen. Amen, do. Amen, no, be ye, go. Do, amen. Amen. right, so there are many things I do with the drum. Personally, I use the drum to follow my storytelling because I tell a lot of stories. So I'm always using the drum to accompany my time of storytelling. And it could be to emphasize a point. I have once told the story of the tortoise and the pigs. So it is said that once upon a time, there lived a family of pigs not too far from Elmira. They were very wealthy. They did so well for themselves. They had a grocery store. Actually, it was called the General Store at the time. And Mr. Pig was so generous as to give people what they call a credit line. That was before the use of credit cards. So Mr. Tortoise, of course, you know Mr. Tortoise, he is a trickster. He is a lazy bum. He is a good for nothing so and so. So he was hungry. There was no food in his house. So he was marching all the way. He entered the shop and said, Mr. Pig. Mr. Pig said, yes, how can I help you, Mr. Tortoise? He said, I was wondering if you could give me a credit line. He said, my friend, you never pay. And Mr. Tortoise said, no, I am ready to change. I'm turning a new leaf. I will certainly pay you. Okay? All right. What do you want? I want $100 worth of groceries and things for my family. So how long will it take you to pay off this? He said, just give me 2 weeks. My ship should all come in, rolling in with all my merchandise, and I should sell them off, and with a healthy profit, I should be able to pay you back in 14 days. Now, how many days make a fortnight? 14. Let's clap to that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, Mr. Pig said, a fortnight from now, 14 days, I'll come get the money. So, come the 14th day, Mr. Tortoise had not come to the store. Mr. Pig dressed up all in his tuxedo and he marched on to. That was his knock on the door of Mr. Tortoise. Hey, Mr. Tortoise, where's my money? Mr. Tortoise said, I've had all the bad luck in the world possible. I had a flat tire, my ship was caught up in a hurricane, I had a snowstorm, there's this, my mother is sick, everybody's dying of the flu, and this and that and that. Okay, but I'll have it ready for you in a week. A week, I promise. You sure? Yes, a week, I promise. So, how many days in 1 week? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mr. Pig comes in. Who's that? It's me, Mr. Pig. Mr. Tortoise, you got my money? No, I'm so sorry again. Why? Said, okay, I'm coming 1 more week. So when Mr. Pig left, the tortoise knew that this was not going to go well next week. He still didn't have the money. So he came up with a trick. He said to his children, hey, kids, whatever I tell you, just do. Don't ask any question. So when Mr. Pig comes, I want you to turn me. So this is the tortoise. He said, turn me upside down and put some maize on my belly and start to grind them with a stone. He said, really? I said, yes, just do what I told you. Okay. So, come 7 days. How many days again? Make 1 week 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, Mr. Tortoise, open the door for me. I need my money. And the smaller kids say, come in. Where's your dad? Oh, he's gone on a business trip. And they've taken Mr. Tortoise, turned him upside down. They are grinding some corn on his belly. He's gone. He'll be back. He said he has your money, but he'll be back soon. Mr. Tortoise again has not paid me, said Mr. Pig. He got very angry. He took the grinding stone, what looked like a grinding stone. He flung it across the fence, and nobody saw it again. Of course, as soon as it was flung across the fence, Mr. Tortoise dusted himself up and right, boom, 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 he comes. And he says to his kids, "Hey, what's the commotion?" "Oh," said, "Mr. Pig just came to get your money, but I told him that you were on a business trip and you have this money ready for him." Mr. Tortoise said, "Hey, Mr. Pig, I got your money, I got your money." And he said, "You got my money?" "Yes." Said, "Kids, where is the grindstone? I have a pocket, I have a storage space there. That's where I usually keep money. I kept that $100 for Mr. Pig." And Mr. Pig said, "I just flung it across the fence." "You threw away my grinding stone?" He said, "Yes." "Oh, I'll get it. I know where it is." He said, "That's where my money is." So Mr. Pig, he went across. Now, who was the grinding stone? You remember? So, is Mr. Pig going to find the grinding stone? Oh no. He goes across. He checks the fence area. He looks. He doesn't find it. He goes home. He calls his children, his wife, his uncles, his cousins. They come and they're digging around. They're looking everywhere for this grinding stone. He opened up his shirt, took out his, his bow tie, and before you know it, they're using their hands, their legs, their snout, everything to dig the ground and look for this grinding stone. They never found it. Mr. Tortoise from behind will say, "Have you found my grinding stone yet? You found it? I need my money." Mr. Pig said, "Just give us a minute. Just give us a minute. We'll find it. We'll find it." And they searched all day, all night, second day, second week, second month, second year, everywhere. So if you go to Elmira today and you go to a pig farm, what are you going to see the pigs doing? They are using their snout to dig the ground, to dig the soil, looking for the grinding stone of Mr. Tortoise. What about Ukraine? If you go to Ukraine, same thing. If you go to Pakistan, same thing. I even heard if you go to Canada, same thing. What about here in Ethiopia? Same thing. Pigs are using their snout to dig the ground looking for the grinding stone. Even in England, even in the Queen's England, are pigs spared from this? No, they are still doing it. Even pigs that come on pig show, prize pigs, they still do it. So, today, my friends, the pigs are still looking for their grinding stone. Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you very much. So that's my first section of storytelling. I will tell more stories. Join us again. We will do another time of storytelling with Mr. Aloja, the Cahoon, and the Djembe. And don't forget to put on your mask when you are outside and wash your hands, use a sanitizer, and be safe. Make sure every other person around you is safe. Thank you, my friends.